Welcome back to Let's Talk Trades with John Tay, the podcast where we elevate the skilled trades, we break down myths, and we build something better. I'm your host, John Tay Hawkins, and today we're diving into a pretty hot topic. It was something that I was interested in personally, so I decided to do a little bit of research and come up with this episode. Right now, we're going to talk about the top 5 highest paid trades in 2025. First up, we're going to talk about elevator and escalator technicians, also known as installers and repairers. They're responsible for installing, maintaining, and repairing elevators, escalators, moving walkways, and other lifts. Their work ensures safety and functionality of vertical transportation systems in commercial, residential, and industrial buildings. We've all seen elevators in commercial buildings. We've seen escalators in the mall, and we've seen the moving walkways in airports and things of that nature. The median salary for this position is $106,000 a year. That is not bad. These figures include base wages and benefits like pensions, health insurance, vacation pay, especially for the union members. Their union is the International Union of Elevator Constructors. And in the major cities, the pay is very high. It's higher than $106,000. Easy. So this is definitely a viable option. And next, we'll dive into the requirements needed for this position. So let's talk about the training and entry requirements for the elevator technicians. So the education required is a high school diploma or equivalent. All of your training is through the apprenticeship programs through a union, which we just talked about, or particular contractors that may have in-house training. Again, this is a specialized field. Licensing is required in most states. So the certifications that come along with the training, some are optional, but they are valuable. It says here the National Association of Elevator Contractors actually offers certifications in this field. And like I said, through the apprenticeship programs, most apprentices, if not all, earn while they learn. This is valuable. While you're learning, you are making money. It often starts at 50% of a journeyman's wage, and they receive raises as they progress. So let's talk a little bit about this position and the job outlook. It is projected to grow 5%. Annual openings are around 2,000, largely due to the aging workforce. You have retirements and as well as workforce turnover. Again, this is a pretty hefty job, but with urbanization, with our aging infrastructure, and the rise of high-rise construction, it's fueling a high demand for these positions. So let's talk a little bit about the work environment. The work environment for the elevator technicians, you're going to be working in tight spaces. You're going to be working in elevator shafts. You'll be working on escalators. You're working on moving platforms. So it will be tight spaces, it will be heights and on call hours. So it's going to require some mechanical aptitude. So again, you'll be making repairs on existing elevators and escalators and things of that nature. You may be doing new construction, installing new equipment, but you also will need electrical knowledge. So electrical will be a part of your apprenticeship training. And be quite honest with you, electrical is 100% math. You're going to have some physical stamina also. You'll be on your feet all day and you'll be working. And first and foremost, this is truly personal for me being a safety director. Safety is paramount. Technicians must follow strict protocols and wear your protective gear. So why is this a top trade in 2025? It's a very high pay without a degree. Again, you have strong support through the union and top benefits. It's a very growing demand in urban centers. Some of the larger cities, they're growing by the day. And there's a clear path from apprentice to journeyman to supervisor. It's a clear path to wealth. Next up are power line installers. Power line installers and repairers are earning over 105,000, top earners reaching 115,000, thanks to overtime, hazard pay, and demand driven by renewable energy and grid modernization. These power line installers and repairers, often called linemen, are responsible for installing, maintaining, and repairing the high voltage transmission lines and distribution lines that power our homes, our factories, our stores, and keeps the city running. They work on the overhead and the underground systems, ensuring that we have reliable electricity across all of our cities, towns, and rural areas. So the projected growth for linemen is projected to be 8% within the next 10 years. The annual openings are over 10,000. Let me say that again, 10,000. And this growth is being fueled by, again, our infrastructure, our grid modernization, a lot of renewable energy expansion, and they do a lot of storm recovery and emergency response needs as well. So remember, whenever there's a storm, your power goes out. These are the people who go out and get it done to get everything back up and running. The training for this is high school diploma or equivalent. So again, this training is done through formal apprenticeship trainings through power companies, things of that nature, or you can go to a trade school or, like I did, community college. And the certifications that are needed, again, you may be required to have a OSHA course, a CPR, and again, climbing certifications are also common. So we talked about the apprenticeship program, and the apprenticeship, many linemen are a part of the IBEW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. So again, just like the previous trade, these apprentices earn while they learn. If you're into the apprenticeship program, you normally work during the day and you take classes in the evening, normally starting at about 60% of journeyman's wages while you are learning at the same time. So again, this is another high demand career with very high earning potential, and it is definitely a viable option. All right, let's talk about the work environment. This is a fairly dangerous profession. You'll be working at heights. You'll be working with live wires. You'll be working in some of the most extreme weather that we have. If the power goes out, it will be your job to go out there to get things back up and running. So you may encounter snow, high winds, heat. It's physically demanding. You may have to climb poles. You may have lifting gear. You may work long shifts, especially during severe weather, things of that nature. So again, it is a demanding job, but the pay is very comparable. Some of the protective gear, we'll talk about insulated gloves, because you will be working with electricity, harnesses if you need to climb a pole. You may have to wear flame resistant clothing depending on what you're doing. But despite all of this, linemen are highly respected for their role, and they are essential in keeping the communities powered, especially during emergencies. So why is this a top trade? There's very strong earning potential without a degree. It is a critical infrastructure role. They are essential for us. Again, they are supported by a very large trade union. The IBEW is very large and they have tons of benefits. And again, it is a clear path from apprentice to lineman to foreman to supervisor. So again, this is a very viable option for anyone interested in making a change or starting out in the careers with the trades. So the next position we're going to talk about are Boilermakers. Boilermakers remain one of the highest paid skilled trades, with experienced professionals making 90 to $110,000 annually, especially in unionized and or specialized roles. So let's talk about what a boilermaker does. Boilermakers fabricate, assemble, install, and repair boilers, tanks, and pressure vessels that hold steam, chemicals, or industrial fluids. These structures are essential in power plants, oil refineries, ships, and submarines, and a lot of manufacturing facilities. Their work involves welding, rigging, blueprint reading, and mechanical assembly, often in confined spaces and heights. As with the other professions, the training required is normally a 3 to 4 year apprenticeship program. The union for this trade is called the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers. The requirement for minimum, again, is a high school diploma or GED. So, again, you will go through a 3 to 4 year apprenticeship program. The apprentices, you'll learn welding, rigging, you'll learn blueprint reading. And again, while you are working, you will be earning. And again, your pay will gradually increase as you gain experience and go through the apprenticeship program. Let's talk a little bit about the work environment also. This is a physically demanding job. You will be doing a lot of heavy lifting with welding and manufacturing. You'll be dealing with high heat and you'll be working with boilers. So you will be in confined spaces. Also, there is a lot of travel with these type positions. You may be going from one manufacturing facility to another manufacturing facility. You may be doing installs in one place and you may be doing repairs at another place. So again, a lot of travel is involved with this, but you will earn per diem and a lot of overtime, and travel rates may apply. And again, this is another highly dangerous position. So strict protocols are followed. Safety is first and foremost. And again, with you're dealing with high pressure systems, you're dealing with boilers and things of that nature, and you may have some hazardous materials as well. So why again is this a top trade? Because it's a very high demand position. It is high pay for the specialized skills. So again, the workforce is aging and we need people to fill these positions. Next up on the list are construction managers, especially those with trade backgrounds. They are earning between $115,000 and $130,000, making them one of the highest paid and most influential roles in the skilled trades ecosystem. So, yes, you can go to college to get a degree in project management, things of that nature. But we are specifically talking about construction managers who progressed through the trades. What do they do? The construction managers oversee building projects from start to finished. They coordinate teams of carpenters, electricians, plumbers, and other trades. They manage the budgets. They manage the timelines. They manage materials. They ensure compliance with safety codes and regulations, and they communicate with clients, architects, and inspectors. So the construction manager is the bridge between the tradespeople and the business side of construction, often working on site and not behind a desk. Let's talk about the requirements and the trade to manager pathway. So again, we're talking about the managers who start as tradespeople, whether they be carpenters, electricians, or plumbers, and work their way up. This background gives them credibility with crews. It gives them real world problem solving skills and a deep understanding of the workflow and materials through all aspects of the construction. So some also go back and pursue certifications like a CCM, which is a certified construction manager, or a PMP, which is project management professional. And these professional certifications help, and they also can go back or go to school while they're working and have degrees in construction management and things of that nature. But most actually succeed without them with the experience from being on the job. Let's talk about the job outlook a little bit. But between 2023 and 2033, the expected growth is about 5%. The annual openings are around 38,000 positions. That is a lot of open positions with a great salary. So again, it's driven by residential and commercial development. If you didn't know, we have a lot of commercial construction going on, especially in the tech industry. I did a podcast a little earlier episode about data centers. It's always construction going. And we also have some green building initiatives and a lot of infrastructure upgrades going on currently. So again, this is a very high demand job with a very lucrative salary. And last but certainly not least are industrial electricians. These folks are the backbone of automation, manufacturing, and high-tech facilities. With the rise of robotics, smart factories, and EV infrastructure, their skills are in massive demand. Salaries easily 120,000 plus, with bonuses and certifications pushing it higher. If you're good with systems, schematics, and troubleshooting, this is your lane. Let's talk a little bit about what industrial electricians do. Industrial electricians install, maintain, and repair electrical systems in manufacturing plants, refineries, data centers, and high-tech facilities. This work includes reading and interpreting schematics and blueprints, troubleshooting automated machinery and control systems, working with high voltage equipment, PLCs and robotics, ensuring with safety codes and operational standards. They're not just wiring buildings, they're powering the future of industry. Let's talk about the training path and entry for industrial electricians. So, most of the times, the education is your high school diploma or GED. The training is a 4 to 5 year apprenticeship. Again, you have the IBEW, which I spoke of a little before, or you can go to a community college for 2 years like I did. So I have my diploma in electrical and industrial systems. So all of the training that I received would be the 2 years of the 4 year of the apprenticeship training. So trade schools, union programs offer hands-on training with paid apprenticeships. So again, when you're in the paid apprenticeship, you're getting paid as you work. So many industrial electricians also pursue continuing education in automation and robotics because you can do everything, or you may be required to do some of those things depending on your job classification. So some of the work environment, you may be in a factory, in a plant, a refinery, or even a data center or a tech campus. It's high stakes systems. Downtime can literally cost millions of dollars. So it's very fast paced and it's safety critical. It's a very dangerous profession. PPE, lockout, tagout, and constant vigilance will be required for industrial electricians. And again, why is it the biggest trade in 2025? You automatically get six-figure earning potential, high tech, future proof skill set. You will be the ones running AI. You will keep AI running. Very strong demand across all industries for industrial electricians. And there is a clear pathway from apprentice to specialist. Now, let's zoom out. What do all these trades have in common? They're essential, they're specialized, and they reward experience, not just education. You don't need a 4 year degree to earn six figures. You need grit, skill, and a willingness to learn. If you're listening to this and thinking, I can do that, you're right. The trades aren't just jobs, they're careers. They're pathways to ownership, leadership, and legacy. That's a wrap on today's countdown of the top earning trades of 2025. Whether you're already in the field or just exploring your options, remember, success isn't about a fancy degree. It's about building something real. If you found value in this episode, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe because we've got more trade talk coming your way. Until next time, keep building, keep learning, and keep leading. I'm Jonte Hawkins, and this is Let's Talk Trades.